Hello, and welcome back to God and Girl Talk. I'm Chris. I am excited to have you here because today is another message that we need to talk about. Because if you are tired, if you are overwhelmed, if you are drained, all the emotions that you know on this channel that we work to fight, you need to stay here. You need to listen to this because you've been programmed. You've been programmed to wake up and expect chaos. You have been programmed to wake up and be busy. You have been programmed to wake up and be in immediate anxiety, in overwhelm, sometimes even depression. These are all emotions that you have chosen to get yourself into a space of, because without it, you likely can't even function at this point, speaking from previous experience. And you don't know how to operate outside of chaos, overwhelm, anxiety, depression, sadness, negativity. So we are going to be talking about how to break that programming, because on this channel, we talk about all things God and all things inner work. And these are the things that we need to be fighting against every single day. And why is that? It is because busyness in this society has been sold to us as a virtue. If your calendar is booked, that means that you must be important. If you feel tired and drained because you're giving all this time and energy and attention to other people, that must mean that you're valuable. And if you're resting and you feel at peace, that must mean that you are lazy. This is what we have been programmed to understand and think from a very young age. And the older we get, it just gets worse. It just gets worse. It gets more ingrained in us, and we cannot find the time to rest, spend time with God, spend time doing things that add value to our lives, spend time relaxing and being at peace. We have to go. We have to do. And that is not the way that God created us to live. Because at the end of the day, when you are busy, all you have is a booked calendar, when you shouldn't even be doing half the things that are on that calendar to begin with. At the end of the day, when you're drained and you're tired because you've given all this time, energy, and attention to everyone else, have you ever stopped to think, what have you really accomplished for yourself and the mission that God placed you on this earth to accomplish? Have you done that? Have you even got close to it? Or have you just put things and people in your path to distract you? And I will tell you, from my personal experience just last week, this was me. And I have worked so hard, guys, when I tell you to not be busy. I am a type A girly, oldest daughter, all the things that characterize me as just being in a space of creating anxiety and overwhelm for myself. I love to do those things. I love to throw things in my path that I don't need to be doing. And I like to try to tackle them and then get frustrated and upset and anxious when they don't get done. I definitely have recovered from this a lot over the years, like a lot. And I had such an amazing, holiday season to where I kind of disconnected from a lot of things. I did a lot of things with my family and my friends. However, I disconnected. But now with the new year coming in, it crept in. It made its way. The busyness took over. The school picked up. My work picked up. I have Bible studies, I have previous commitments, I have friend groups, I have people having babies, I have community events. All of the things started happening. And I know this is everybody's year, which is why I'm making this video, because we are only in the second week of January and this snuck up on me. And I'm sure it's likely sneaking up on someone else who needs some help with this. Because if you look in the story biblically of Mary and Martha, these were the two sisters of Lazarus, who was Jesus' friend. Jesus was coming over to their house for dinner, which is a common custom at the time. This is supposed to be a relaxing time of breaking bread, enjoying time together, eating, drinking, and being merry. However, Martha, one of the sisters, was like, absolutely not. I have things to do. I have things to prepare. I have things to cook. I have things to bake. I got things to clean up. And my sister Mary needs to be helping me with all of this, because why? Women, that was our job back then. Okay, another story. However, Mary, where was she? Her sister, who was supposed to be helping her with all her business and all her things, She was sitting at the feet of Jesus, hanging on to his every word, unbothered by Martha and her busyness. Mind you, she didn't care. She said, "You go for it. You cook. Don't care if we eat or not. I'm going to be right here, sitting at the feet of Jesus." Martha gets upset, all in her feelings. She's all distressed. She goes to Jesus and complains directly about her sister. And Jesus, in his most amazing fashion, says, "Martha, Martha, Martha." Okay, sorry. No, he doesn't say that. Let me read it for you. He says, "But the Lord says to her, 'My dear Martha, you are worried and upset over all these details. There is only one thing worth being concerned about. Mary has discovered it, and it will not be taken away from her.'" At the end of the day, what is all your business getting you? Is it getting you any closer to God and building a relationship with him, where is the only place, mind you, you will find true rest and true peace? Or is it just distracting you from all the other things, taking up your time, throwing themselves in your way, trying to get your attention, distracting you from the one true and important thing, which is spending time with Jesus? Have you been spending time with Jesus? I know I was before last week hit and all my busyness came up, and I used it as a distraction to say I have a lot of things to do. Mind you, I made some poor decisions. That's another story. We'll get into it. But this is what happens when busyness hits. I almost enrolled my daughter into an academic program, and she's in kindergarten. Okay. That would have been a lot of stress, a lot of unnecessary trauma for both of us, because it would have just been a lot to place on a 5-year-old. Okay. Well, mind you, God has sent me somebody who redirected me when I wasn't listening and I wasn't spending time with him as much as I should into my word. But these are the times when busyness and distraction creep in, and they make us make poor decisions all the time. Mind you, like maybe enrolling your daughter into something that she doesn't need to be enrolled in, maybe distracting you from being able to have an original thought to take your business to the next level. Maybe, I don't know, people that are coming into your life trying to throw you off your game or say something negative to where you feel defeated, depressed, anxious, overwhelmed at all times, and you don't even like being around these people, but yet and still you still feel the need to, as opposed to taking 30 minutes a day to spend time at the feet of Jesus, just like Mary did. We do not want to be Marthas going into this new year. I promise you. I reverted back for a week, and I highly regret it, because I'll be making some more videos on all the things I learned. It was not good. I was not making great sound decisions. I was distracted. I let other things come in between me and my time with God. And it took a toll on my decision making, on my mood, on my attitude. Everything felt off until I made the decision last night. I will not continue into this new week like this. I will not be a Martha anymore, and I will not be going into this week and this year as Martha. Stop the busyness, people. How are we going to do this? Okay. We are going to undo the busyness reflex. Okay. So anytime you feel urgency creeping in, you feel like there's something that's coming into your spirit without any clarity, without any context, just something that's coming in that is not helping you take yourself and put yourself at the feet of Jesus, you are going to ask yourself, you're going to tell yourself that this is just conditioning. This is not your claim to God. This is not going to be your access point. This is just conditioning. You have been conditioned to be busy. It is distracting you from what is important, which is being with Jesus every single day for your own mental health, not for his. Okay? He wants a relationship with you. However, this is more for you. And you are going to say, this is our conditioning. This is not urgent. And what you're going to do after that is you're going to spend 10 minutes praying, meditating, or just doing nothing. Okay? Maybe you don't know how to pray for 10 minutes. Maybe you don't know how to sit still and meditate for 10 minutes. Don't scroll on your phone, but do nothing. I am so serious. This has changed my life. I started implementing this maybe a year and a half ago. Whenever somebody comes to me and says they have something urgent, or there's a text message, or there's a notification, or somebody's like, buy this now. No, I'm not doing it. I refuse to have your urgency be my priority. Okay. So I'm going to leave. I'm going to sit in silence with Jesus for 10 minutes. And if I come back and feel like this is urgent or it needs my attention, then I will gradually and slowly do whatever that is. We are not moving with urgency into 2026. Period. You are not busy anymore. I am speaking to myself here too, because I love to be busy. I love to help people. I love to do all the things. However, I'm not carrying that energy and that spirit into this new year, and I'm not letting it for sure distract me from spending time with Jesus. So check yourself. If you have that busyness reflex, stop, tell yourself it's conditioning, and then do nothing for 10 minutes. It will be so powerful and change your life, I promise. One of the things I want you to ask yourself, though, as a reflection question, because I love reflection questions and I love inner work and diving into the root cause of everything that's going on in our lives, is where in my life am I staying busy to avoid stillness and peace with God? For me, it is notifications and text messages and things that come up wanting my attention, especially people. If I see something from a person who's like in my close inner circle, I'm like, bet I am going to respond to it, even if this is my quiet time with God. Mind you, I also like to give the excuse of I can't go on do not disturb or airplane mode because my kids might have an emergency. They're fine. I love them, but they're fine. They can honestly wait for an hour while I spend time with God, trying to get close to Him, trying to get a better mindset and attitude. That way I can be a better mother. I know they will be fine. I know they are taken care of by the Most High. So turn those phones on do not disturb or even airplane mode if you're really bad like me, and take an hour to spend time at the feet of Jesus and stop using every single excuse to not do so. So I hope this was helpful. If you found value in it, please, 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 for the sake of someone else, send it to them and let them know we are not going into 2026 with these busy, negative spirits anymore. We don't have time. The first thing we should be doing each day is spending time at the feet of Jesus, just like Mary did. And we will not be Marthas. We will not be plagued with busyness for no reason when we haven't even done or spent time with God doing the most important thing, which is spending time in relationship with Him. Undo the programming, sit and be still. Take 10 minutes a day or every time something urgent comes up and chill. I'm giving you license. I'm giving you permission. And I hope that this helps you, sis. Love you so much. Bye.